Hey guys, and welcome to my new movie review. First of all, I just want to give you this absolutely warm welcome. For those of you who are new to my channel, it is so good to have you here. Thank you so much for clicking on this link. I really appreciate it. Welcome to my movie review for 4 Kids and It. This movie is rated PG and the duration is 1 hour and 50 minutes long. It is a family fantasy movie, and the director of 4 Kids and It is director Andy Diamone. And the cast for 4 Kids and It is as follows. Matthew Good, who plays the character of David. Also we have a girl by the name of Ashley Olfederide, who plays the character of Smash, and I deeply apologize if I butchered that last name. Paula Patton, who plays the character of Alice. Billy Jenkins, who plays the character of Robbie. Also we have MaeSiame, who plays the character of Morty. And last but definitely not least, we have Russell Brand, who plays the character of Tristan Trent. And we also have Michael Caine, who voices the character who voices Samad. Now guys, I will give you my personal thoughts on 4 Kids and It right after we roll the synopsis. A group of kids on holidays in Cornwall meet a magical creature on a beach with the power to grant wishes. So for anyone who has been following my personal channel for any period of time, first of all, again, welcome. It's so good to have you here. But I do not do spoilers in my movie review. That's right. Thanks, Mr. M&M, man. Appreciate your time. I don't do spoilers in my movie reviews, guys, at all, because in my personal opinion, I just don't like them, and spoilers aren't fair. One of the things that I found really weak, 2 things, but one specifically weak character in this movie that and for those of you who've been following my channel for any period of time, you know that I love character chemistry, because obviously the storyline is good, but the character chemistry has to be amazing as well, or else we don't as an audience buy the dynamic between the characters on set in front of us. And it's a really big deal, specifically in a movie like this where family is so tightly involved. And the girl who plays the character of Smash, I did not like her character once. In fact, there was multiple times throughout this film that she really rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, I just didn't buy who she was. Like, not once at all. Like really. In fact, there's several times throughout this movie that she really just annoyed me. And I don't know, it just really bugged me. One of the things that I felt lacked in this movie, and they could have pulled it back a lot, like seriously, is actually the runtime. Like seriously, they could have easily taken 20 minutes off this film, and it actually would have been just more consistent, more of a flow, because I really felt the last act of this film really struggled. Like I really felt the weakness in it, and to be honest with you, I was really struggling to stay alert right at the end of the movie, because it just really dropped the ball, and that's not good in any film, guys. You're going to watch a film, you want to be excited, you want to really get into it, and you want to have a lot of fun with it. But when you're not, and it's just really lagging like that, it really struggles for the audience to keep us engaged, especially when we've seen so much of it already. Another thing that it really bugged me about this movie, guys, was actually the introduction of Russell Brand's character, who plays the character of Tristan Trent. His character, the introduction of his character in this movie was so stupid and was not funny at all. In fact, I felt it wasn't, I guess it was awkward, but it was just really dumb, and I just felt like watching it, I was like, man, I'm really not feeling it. Hey, like it kind of threw me off. And then the rest of his character in the movie, guys, it doesn't get any better, unfortunately, in my personal opinion. I just didn't find his character suited this film, like, or who he was, maybe, I don't know, but it personally rubbed me up the wrong way, and I wasn't buying it, wasn't having it, and yeah, I just didn't find it interesting. I really felt specifically his character out this film just was really, him and Smash were definitely 2 of the weakest characters in this film. They just didn't sell it. They really didn't sell it, which is really unfortunate. A good thing that I have to say about this film, guys, is the disappearing doll. When you see the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And those of you who have seen the movie, the disappearing doll, technically the first kind of magic thing that they did, That was impressive. I really, really liked that. I found that really, it just really got me like, how did they do that? That was, yeah, that was pretty cool. Just the way that it played out to us as an audience member, and it was just so quick, and it was like, yeah, that was fun. That was really, really fun to watch that played out. Now, in that same sequence of events, Robbie asks it, I'll call it it, Robbie asks it a wish, and which is really, really interesting because I actually didn't understand what he said. Now, two things that could have been possible. One, his accent, and I just didn't understand what he said in his accent. Or two, the fact that his face was facing down and the mic didn't pick up what he said. That could have been why I didn't hear it. But that doesn't really matter because literally not long after that's in the same sequence of event, literally that same scene, you'll figure it out. Like literally, you'll be, oh, okay, that's what he said. But if you didn't hear it and he didn't do what he actually says, then you would have been like, what? Like, what did he say? And I think it was because his face was facing away from the microphone. He mustn't have had a lapel mic on or a boom mic. It wasn't close enough to his face. And I just didn't pick up what he said. So this is a really interesting fact about me personally, guys, when watching a movie of any description ever at all. My absolute pet peeve, and it has been a pet peeve of mine for years and years and years and years and years, literally years, is when I see a character eat or drink in a movie. Instantly, every single time without fail, I become hungry. Every time without fail. And I'm in the cinemas watching a movie, and yes, sometimes I have snacks and drink water or whatever, but especially if that character just happens to be drinking a cup of tea. I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but I am a tea drinker, and seeing a character do that, I was like, that kind of annoyed me anyway. But yeah, that's a little bit of fun fact about me, guys. You're welcome. Another thing that I found really, really, really awkward about this film, actually, guys, was the tree hugging scene. Seriously. The element of character chemistry between those two, nah, that was awkward. That was so awkward. It was so awkward to the point where that scene actually doesn't have a justification, as in like you don't actually get an end like result to that, which is kind of silly. But I wasn't a fan of that scene at all. Like it didn't gel with me, and I really felt that just the whole dynamic of that scene very, very uncomfortable, and it just didn't feel real. It didn't feel authentic. It just felt really obviously really scripted, which is such a bad thing in any film. Like I said at the beginning of this movie review, guys, Smash's acting throughout this entire film, it really unfortunately does get worse and worse and worse. Like really. And as I said, the third act of this film really, really does drop the ball in terms of momentum. I was dozing and I was like, the runtime was too long. It was too long. It could have easily been cut off 20 minutes for this film. And as I said, Russell Brand's character, who plays Tristan Trent, again, his character, I didn't buy it at all in any way, shape, or form. Now, one thing I'm going to say good about this film, guys, I am not the target audience for this movie in any way, shape, or form. So I just want to say that to you first and foremost. But the second thing I want to tell you guys, this movie is really good for family to take your kids to. They'll enjoy it. They really, really will enjoy it. They'll get a really good kick out of this movie. But as I said, those things, in my personal opinion, of this film is just what it is. And those of you who have been following my channel for any period of time, you guys know what I'm about to say right now. Does Four Kids in It have the core element in its central DNA, which I personally, in my humble opinion, believe that all film in the entire history of cinema should always have. And that's what I like to call rewatchability, guys. Does Four Kids in It have rewatchability? Maybe as a child, yes. As my target audience, definitely not. It is what it is, guys. It is a family film, but I'm not their target audience. And the elements of CGI, which I found, there was a few parts that I laughed in this movie, and a few parts that I didn't roll my eyes, but I thought, that was just a really weak point in this movie. But anyway, guys, it's time for your favorite part of my movie reviews. Guys, it's trivia time. And those of you who have been following my channel for any period of time, you know that I love to give you guys trivia, because in my personal opinion, trivia is like icing on a cake in my movie reviews. And who doesn't love cake? Oh, I love cake. So it's trivia time. When in the mansion looking at the exhibits, the Sancra from Indiana Jones' Temple of Doom can be seen in the movie. Now that's a pretty cool little nod to Indiana Jones. Next piece of trivia is, guys, and this is the final piece of trivia. Guys, thank you for sticking with me. I really appreciate your time. Filmed on location in Ireland, Dublin, Ireland, London, England. Guys, I appreciate your time. Have you had the opportunity yourselves to see 4Kids and It? If you have, leave your comments in the comment section below. I'd absolutely love to hear back from you. So what did you think about the movie? Did you think it was just boring and just wasn't worth your time, or did you really find it really enjoyable and you thought the character of fantasy and family and stuff like that was really solid? I appreciate your time, seriously. Thanks for being here. And those of you who are new to my channel, thanks for being here, and don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell for notifications if you're on a mobile device, and click that thumbs up. That way I know that you're appreciating my movie review. I appreciate your time, seriously. Don't forget, guys, who's bringing this movie review for 4Kids and It. This is Superman Steve, loving you guys always and appreciating your time more than anything. Flying out.